Okay, great.
So, all
Here
right.
we
So,
are.
yeah, Side B Radio with Joey and Corey from the Tin Can Brothers. And I mean, I don't know. You guys said you have something to tell me, so you tell me first.
Well, the thing is, first of all, thank you for having us, and hopefully we'll be joined by the third person very soon. Brian Rosenthal, he is the third person in this In Cam Brothers. But we, the thing is, by the time this it's kind of like a nice inception thing because even though we're pre-taping this, you'll know this ahead of time. By the time
Well, hopefully, if they unlock it.
Oh yeah, they got to do like a bunch of social media. But we're
Yeah.
revealing the next cast member, and ideally by the time the show's up, they'll know who it is. But it's going to be Joe Walker.
I'm not surprised by that.
Why aren't you surprised?
Because Joe told me 2 weeks ago that he's moving to LA. So.
Oh yeah, so that's kind of a thing.
It's exciting for other people. I'm excited too, but.
Oh yeah. But we were just like and it was kind of like, oh great, what a perfect thing if that he's moving. And it's great because Joe was such. Here's where we sing Joe's praises for a moment. Hopefully if you're listening to this, Joe, I love you so much. Thank you for driving me back to this apartment tonight. But Joe was like in our show last summer in Chicago. Joe was like so on it, and it's like for everyone we threw a million things to do at the last minute with a few days to go, and everyone was it's like everyone we had in that cast, but Joe, we made him especially do a scene in which he had to that password scene in which Joe had to memorize a dance and memorize a stupid song and dance rhyme routine, and he just did, and he was
just like MVP of that show.
He was he was just so
live on stage.
It was kind of a no-brainer when it was the opportunity to be able to be like, oh great, we can work with Joe again. And with him too, it was kind of like we knew we needed to confirm, his move and everything like that. So that was, a good opportunity to be like, oh great, we can announce him a little bit later on in the campaign as well. Same with Tessa, because Tessa we were double checking schedule stuff because with bunked and whatnot, she's not 100% sure what it would be, but she got back to us literally 2 days ago before we announced her, and we were like, great, we're gonna do this tomorrow if you're
I'm really excited about the two of them because I think Joe and Tessa both bring very different energies to the cast, and types too. Joe also physically doesn't look like anyone else in the cast. So it's a nice interesting variety physically.
Because Brian, myself, and Kurt are all brown-haired white boys, and so it's it'll be nice to have a blonde-haired white boy. and then Al looks different than all of it's really exciting. And then the three girls, it's Mary Kate, Lauren, and Tessa are all very three different types too, and can play such an incredible range of characters. So yeah, it's great. It's it's shaping up to be.
And Tessa and Lauren particularly are going to end up playing
a
lot of different roles,
and they're both very different, which is great. Yeah. So that's kind of that's where.
The exciting new news.
Casting update. So hopefully when people are listening to this, they already know that, and we just didn't ruin our entire social media scam. And by scam I mean scheme. But it is a means to try and get people to share. Why not? Of course.
No, I really love the way you guys have been unlocking things and the whole lead up to everything. How did you come up with all of that, the puzzles and everything?
Yeah. We had sort of set the day okay, we're gonna launch it, and then we were we should tease something beforehand. And I think we just teased it first, just a vague tweet. I think
just using the acronym of the same thing we did when we first started doing Tin Can Brothers. It was just TCB, food and who's gonna know what that means, and it was the same.
So we just did that first.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
And also, it's nice to get people. And it's knowing that it's going to be a crowdfunding campaign, knowing that it's going to be something that's going to last a amount of time and also be a part of like a bigger project that's going to last over a longer amount of time. It was, it seemed like a really fun idea too to get people stoked about it like the week leading up rather than just like springing something on people suddenly, like in a day. Like to make people be like, oh, this is going to be fun, and also get people thinking about what it might be because it did seem like something that was totally unexpected in terms of like that we would be doing that, I guess, and specifically that. So, yeah.
And with the puzzles and the way the puzzles were designed, it's sort of thematic and with the show.
Yeah.
And we sort of like that's really fun because it both. I think it got people really excited and like working together. That was the coolest part, like seeing people work together.
It was
to try
fun.
to.
It was fun reading all the threads of like people like piecing together things, going, wait a minute, if this is a clue, and like trying not to be like, because that's it's also a bummer, not bummer, but it's funny. It's funny watching people get frustrated, but we just gotta go, no, just like let it hold out for a few minutes more, or like until you figure it out, because it's gonna feel good when you figure it out. It's gonna feel great, and I think it did for a lot of people when they went, oh my god, like, and it's like that feeling of relief that really does outweigh. Like in my opinion, at least, when we ever do like escape rooms or mystery solving things, I go, oh my god, it feels so good to figure it out.
Feeling.
It's the greatest feeling in the world. So yeah, I don't know. I think that was kind of like, and
that was
you're a
the
mystery.
hardest.
You're a mystery man. You love mysteries.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the hardest balance because we kept on like, did we make it too hard? And we're just trying to walk that line of like nudging people in the right direction, but not too far because you don't want to take away that sort of victory that someone.
Yeah, like
solve it.
especially like Lauren's puzzle reveal where it was like all the things that were the letter M, and how it's like. It was like when trying to think of what each one of those were, it was like, no, that's too obvious. Like you, Corey, thought that the address that was the M line was going to be, you were like, no, like everyone's going to get that. It's the M train or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. And then everyone ended up thinking it was a T-Mobile store that was on the corner of those two streets. And I was like, damn, shit. I guess isn't as obvious. So, yeah, those were a blast. I love that we did that, and that we're still kind of doing it. I think in a way.
Yeah. But yeah, that way we sort of tease the people that were involved beforehand before actually revealing the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah,
I
thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool seeing like how smart some of your followers are, because like some of that stuff, I didn't really like. I followed more along with what other people were doing than like trying to solve it myself. I was just kind of like, let me see where everybody's at, because I'm not worried about like I'm not gonna spend hours on this.
No. It's fair. It's not for everyone, but also like following the process. Did it make sense at the end? Like, did it seem like when you figured out how people get it, you go, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, well, I mean, like some of them I got like really fast, and like that was fine. And then like the more difficult puzzles, just like Patricia Santos, when she was like, oh, well, this is this. And I'm just like, how did she what?
She was the puzzle master. And it was funny watching her on Twitter because she would just like have her own thoughts where she would be like, wait a minute, what about this? And she'd be like, I think I'm on to something. And things like that. And you go, she's about to crack it. And then when she did it, was like, I can't believe you did it. Yeah, that was a blast. That was so much fun.
And she was fun because she was like also tweeting and messaging with other people, but not necessarily just giving it away, because she didn't want to take away from that sort of victory from other people. So like trying to nudge them in the right direction without just giving away the answer, which was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you take a look at the sort of explanation walkthrough I posted?
I looked at it for a second, but I think Patricia kind of explained everything to me before, so I was good.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I mean she knew what was up.
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure she DM'd me and was like, "This is how I got everything," and I'm like, "You're awesome.
So
good
funny.
for you."
That's so funny.
Yeah, my favorite thing was at the end with the story things, the way they line up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that, we sort of crafted the whole puzzle around that and worked.
Yeah, because that was kind of the first one to be like, all right, we have to write these stories, and they all have to start with this letter. They all have to we have to space them and edit them in a way where they start with this letter.
Yeah. We did that first, but then honestly, all the other puzzles we did as we went. Like people are asking how long did that take you? I was like, actually, we did them as they came out. We're like, oh wait, we need to finish this puzzle. But
so
sorry, I was just texting Brian. He might not be able to make it.
It's okay.
He just said his phone is acting up.
I mean, his
not
phone
letting
doesn't
You know what,
charge.
Joey? He was trying to give you shit for missing game night, and now he's missing interview night. So you guys can give him shit
He's
later.
a damn fool.
All right. Well, speaking of game night, I had some people asking me, and obviously I'm curious too. Do you guys have a favorite moment from over the weekend with game night?
I mean, I wasn't there for a lot of them. I think my favorite one from the one I was at the most or my favorite thing was being able to make up the wild card ones for Evil Apples, where you could write your own card and no one knew that it was ours. But with one team on Friday night, we had a thing where we just kept doing the same card and doing it over and over again. And finally people knew they're like, wait a minute, you guys are just writing this card over and over again. That was pretty funny.
What was the card?
Yeah, that was really fun. I mean, the fun.
You'll have to ask them. I don't know. Is this an NSFW?
You can say whatever you want to.
It was just my limp dick, but dick was dick, and we didn't actually finish. And we never finished the words. So just a dick. It was just so weird.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, and the fun of that game is making people read them out loud.
Oh yeah.
And not everyone wants to read them out loud. And no, you have to. Yeah, that was the fun part, hearing people say really strange, maybe dirty things.
Yeah, whenever I play that game in a normal group of people, we read out loud. But I don't know, our game night was a little bit crazy, so I mean, we made it through 4 rounds. We didn't even play a whole game.
Did you guys play Evil Apples too, or were you just playing regular? Okay, yeah. It's hard too because it's that point system. If you're playing with a lot of people too, it's harder because there's more people that could get points, and it takes a while because everyone's kind of checking in and stuff. Yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah, that was really cool because there were people from all over too. We did a couple European ones, and it wasn't even everyone together. There was one that was a bunch of Italians, and then one that was
only one group that everyone was together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which we didn't expect, but that was really cool.
Yeah.
I tried to get everybody everybody that lives in New York, I tried to get everybody here, but it didn't work out. So, but yay for the internet.
Yeah, that's how it makes everything possible.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really fun, and I don't know, we just really like games.
Yeah.
Same.
Really like it.
It's a nice way we decompress. We've on crazy days where we're doing stuff all day or it's the other day, it was you came home and we're like, well, this is an escape game. I was like, yeah, sure. And it was just play it for a 10, 15 minutes.
And you just forget about everything else and just play this game.
Get competitive for a few minutes. It's a blast.
Yeah, whenever I go
that escape game is good though because it's a team.
Yeah. Whenever I go to Joyce's house, her roommates are like, why do we always play board games when you're here? And I'm like, because it's the most fun thing.
Because it's fun. It's the most fun. Yeah.
And yeah.
So, I have a lot of questions about the challenges that you guys have done so far.
Yeah.
How long did the Hedwig makeup take?
40 minutes, right?
40 minutes. About 40 minutes. Also, let it be known they were giving me a lot of shit for going slow. I only took 5 more minutes than they did.
Yeah, but you looked the best, so...
You looked the most complete. That being said...
I don't know if I was the best
Hedwig. We don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Corey did a good job. Corey had great contours.
You did, Corey. Good job.
Thank you. It's scenic painting of the face.
Did it take a long time to take that makeup off?
No. That was even easier. I needed to take it off as soon as possible, though my face was burning as that was finishing up.
You put moisturizer on your face before you put it on.
No, I didn't.
Well, now you know for next time.
Yes, next time I do that.
Who do you guys think won the lip sync battle and the Hedwig makeup?
Yeah. It depends, like, by what criterion you're judging.
Yeah, I think in terms of the makeup, Corey probably did win because he. Sorry, I'm laughing about something. I think Corey definitely did. I think Corey definitely did win because he had the best makeup. And I think in terms of the lip sync, I think it was a tight tie between Corey and I. I think so.
I mean, like, there were a lot of words in your song.
I know. I was pretty proud about memorizing.
And, like, it was a really good choice. Genie's are really on brand for you.
It really is something that I think. Yeah, I think that was a good choice. That was a last minute choice that morning. And yeah, memorized that morning. So
I think Brian did a really good job. He just like probably shouldn't have picked a song with that long of an instrumental.
Brian honestly also he should have done. He was gonna do What's This from whatchamacallit?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas, and he should have done that because it just even if he had to read it, it just would have been. It's just a more exciting song. But he went with the easy one, and I think it backfired on him. But I think in terms of Corey singing for five black women, really.
I went for contrast. But I do think that like Brian's makeup allocation maybe wasn't very good, but like
he had the makeup in all the right places. He just didn't blend it in.
No, and like there's like powder on his nose that like maybe also looked like cocaine. It was a look.
Yeah.
My friend actually said that she wished that, Corey, that you had done Brian's makeup because she was like, Brian has such great cheekbones and he could have looked really good.
I mean, my roommate Amy did his makeup when we did that Southern Hospitality sketch.
Yeah.
I thought Brian looked great.
Brian looks like a good woman.
It's good to know.
I had a beard, so it didn't really do that. It's not much for me.
I still think like it could have worked. It could have worked like the Eurovision winner. I can't remember the name. Shanita or something.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, she has a full beard, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Someone showed me a picture of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like long, fabulous hair and a full beard. I don't know the name either.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so as of right now, you guys are at what, 28? Is it exactly 28?
A little bit over, like maybe $100 over, but so we're exactly at 2/3.
That's really exciting.
Very.
I think you guys have pretty much addressed. If this doesn't get funded, you're not gonna like try again.
I don't think so. I don't
think there's really another way to do it.
I don't think there's another way to do it, and also I think if we did, it would have to be like years from now because I don't think you could immediately do another one because you'd get half the people. You'd automatically get half of the people who are immediately into it, and then what we've built up to so far and the people who have joined thus far and that kind of level of enthusiasm would be hard to regain immediately. It's kind of what happened with that Book of Mojo Kickstarter that my friends were doing, where it's they did Indiegogo, so they were able to still work on the thing and work towards it without having met the goal. But it was they did it once and then they did it again for half the price or for half the funding, but they didn't make it again because they got still only half of that. So it's kind of I think it would be hard to do it again. And I also, I think timing wise, I think we're so into it being, the thing right now, and it happening in this time frame, that it would be hard to kind of like
It's the sort of thing,
rearrange.
if it wasn't the thing now, like we'd probably move on. If there wasn't like basically like enough interest, we'd probably move on to something else. Because unfortunately, there's like no way for us to do it for any less money. Which like for anyone who hasn't produced like a film or a play, it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy because it's so much money. Like if I had that much money in my personal life, I'd be like,
oh, for sure,
so happy and rolling it. But when it comes to a production, it's even when you're thrifty, it goes very fast.
Well, I was looking at on my Kickstarter app. It was like the past projects you funded, and like I looked at Twisted and I looked at Judas. Both had a lot more backers and a lot more money, and no one really questioned that. So I'm not really sure why this seems to be so
I think it's
different.
a timing thing. I think it's falling at a different time for like us as like people, and like both of those projects were two of like the first big projects that any of like
but
our
weren't they
people
like back to
had.
back too?
Yes, they were the same summer. Yeah. So
and I know there are like people have just gone like back to school, so like back to school costs is a thing, and like the HPA is running their like annual fundraiser right now, so like sometimes it's just like a timing thing, which I get, but then sometimes I feel like, do people just not know? I feel like there's some people that might be excited about it who might just like still not know about it, and I don't know how to reach them.
Actually, I had a thought today too. I don't know if you guys could do anything with this, but a lot of your fans find out stuff through the Star Kid YouTube channel. Like they don't follow your Twitters, but they're subscribed to the YouTube channel.
No, and that's something actually we're hoping to do after this week, after this show is up, because I know there's like I think the video that's up there right now, Brian said, is like an informational video regarding this show that we're doing on Thursday, and I think after that, hopefully we'll get some, that the focus could switch a little bit to help us out, which would be nice, and I know that's like not anything we're counting on, because everyone can promote other friends and stuff as much as they want, but I think that's something, I know we're like, that's an avenue where certainly we know we have yet to kind of like tap into, and that avenue being just the greater populace of people who know our work, outside of like people who follow us regularly on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think just once this week and these next few days are over, that'll kind of be it's the rallying week. And
on the flip side, a bunch of the backers in the community that's already sort of involved in the show has been really great about like sort of evangelizing the project, and that like has meant so much, and it has like made a real difference. There have been a bunch of people like, oh my god, I just like discovered this, someone shared it with me, I'm so excited for it, and that like word of mouth is
huge.
So,
and those days when like our numbers of backers haven't gone up, but it's gone up because people have upped their pledge like so much, which is so nice and so amazing. And again, we want to stress that, and yourself included, don't break the bank. Don't go further than you feel comfortable.
I've gone as far as I can go.
I wouldn't want that on it. I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But it's like that level of enthusiasm is like, it does not go unappreciated.
Even more, I'm excited to like make this show happen, but that kind of enthusiasm it just creates a feedback loop, and I get so jazzed.
Yeah, it makes people be like, oh, awesome. People do want to see this, and this is something that needs to be like awesome and cool, and we need to, it makes, it's also tough because we haven't had a lot of time in the past, like 10 days, 15 days of like to think about the show as much. but because we've just been
that is the weirdest thing. We've put working on the show on hold.
Yeah, but
I noticed that you guys launched this, and then Joey, you had Elsie Fest, and now you have this, and you only have 2 more weeks.
It's been a crazy couple of weekends, but it's good. It's I think we're on the right track. It's we've been 2 weeks into the campaign today, and we're 2/3 funded, and we've got a week and a half left. So it's if we stay on the track we have this past couple of weeks, then we should be good in this final week and a half, which would be awesome. So yeah.
When when Kurt did his live stream this afternoon, he said that you guys kind of gave him a whole rundown of the treatment of the show. So you guys already have the whole thing planned,
Pretty much. Yeah, we just gotta add. We have areas where we know all the songs are gonna be, which is stuff we've talked about a little bit with Kurt or with Clark and Pierce. So we know. Yeah, it's we know there's gonna be a little few more characters added. I guess soon, probably before the end of the campaign, we'll maybe give a 1 or 2 line description of what Walker and Tessa's characters are going to be, the same way we did with everyone else. But again, it's not too revealing of the plot of the show. It's just kind of something that makes you go, oh, this is what their person is. But they are being added to fill places that we know already exist, rather than oh, we need to make something up to put them in the show. It's no, they're filling a role that we know already needs to
We've sort of worked through the plot points a lot to try to, because all jokes aside, it strips down to a spy thriller plot.
Yeah,
and so we're very concerned about it not having any holes and making sense.
Yeah, which is tough. Because seeing as those movies are all very confusing.
Yeah. So ways to have it be that sort of double agent twists and turns you get in that genre, but also be clear enough to make sense. So we've spent a lot of time working on that. So now we're sort of plugging people in and seeing oh wait, can you be in that scene if you were just in this scene as this person? It becomes a logic puzzle of who can do what when.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So Lauren's character, she's Kurt's boss, or is she the villain's boss? I was confused by that.
I think that's a funny question. She's Kurt's boss.
Okay.
So she's that's why, this is not too, this I guess is kind of revealing, I guess, but who cares? It's not that big a deal. It's that's why her clue was M.
Right, okay. I kind of went there, but I wasn't sure.
It's M. That kind of esque character. So
Got it.
That's what hers is. She's his higher up.
Cool.
Kurt's bosses.
So when are you guys back to LA?
Friday. But then I go to a wedding over the weekend. Wow. Our show's Thursday. We both get on a flight. You're going to another convention, but we both
I'm in Minneapolis.
5 in the morning on Friday. I get home, my dad picks me up, we go up to a wedding, and then I have to come back down immediately on Sunday morning. So it's just
I get back to LA on Sunday.
Yeah.
And are you guys going to try to do more of these telethon live stream things?
Oh yeah. I think that final week come after Tuesday, we're gonna or come starting next Tuesday for that final stretch of days. We're gonna do a lot of stuff. I still want to do the thing where we all watch a spy movie together. I mean, about the spy movie. That'll be something fun to do next weekend, which I think will be fun. It'll be fun to get a big group of us, whoever can come, Al and Kurt and Mary Kate and anyone who's still in LA, to be able to do that. That'd be fun. I still want to do that. Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite spy movie? Spy characters?
Someone asked me this before, and it's a weird answer, but The Incredibles?
That's a great answer. I recently really liked Kingsman. I thought Kingsman was like one of the best movies I saw in the past. Like in a same sense where it's like it's a send up to the genre, but also like its own insanely unique spin on it. I was like, what a great movie this is. But but yeah,
Like Mission Impossible movies are really good too.
They get so much better. They've gotten so much better. Yeah, the new one was excellent. But hey, I'm really sorry. I have to get going now. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Can I ask Corey a couple more questions, or are we done?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Totally. I just
and I can also like wrap up. I can also like
throw that
around for a little bit.
But no, I can. Let's do. How many more questions we got on the deck?
I mean, I have a few, but if you need to wrap it up, that's fine.
Throw them out.
Okay. What kind of things were you worried about with the mission? And like what do you draw the line on the trying to raise the money of the telethon things?
Oh, not much. I mean, I don't know. It's like it's like if there's anything that just sticks out that I go, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to do it. I won't do it. It's like I guess with a lot
that's like illegal or offensive or like something that could be like a potential like employment liability.
Totally. But luckily, it's like, but I can safely say that nothing that anyone's thrown out thus far is like nothing that I wouldn't, yeah. I mean,
I think it's all in good fun, though.
Yeah.
The stuff we've seen.
Yeah. It was funny during that one telethon where some people got really weirded out about us reading a passage from 50 Shades, which I was like, you threw it out. That was your suggestion, and it's also just a book. It's like, who cares? It's good fun. And it's weird. It's a weird book. It's not a good book.
I don't. We don't have to discuss it. I wanted to know what your favorite Talk Fine song is.
Honestly, well, does it have to be Talk Fine or can it just be a Clark song also?
Sure.
My favorite Talk Fine song is It's About the Bike. But my favorite Clark song is I Was Harry Potter. That is a beautiful song I've ever read. And we're spoiler alert about our show tonight, but we're singing Everything Ends tonight. And I was like, God, this is a great song. This is such a beautiful song too.
I was obsessed with Water's Getting Too Hot for a while, but as of late, it's About the Bike has been the one that's like
awesome.
Stuck in my head. I just realized it's been stuck in my head all day.
Nice.
And it does remind me a lot of the Spies Are Forever song, which is probably why, because it's got that similar style.
I get it.
Yeah, it's good.
I actually just remembered that Corey and I were at a Talk Fine show, the same show once. Forgot about that until just now.
Musical.
We were at that show in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
Ages ago.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna log out, but
cool.
Stephanie, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for also putting up with our scheduling conflicts with the madness. But this will be going up. Hopefully, we'll be able to at least chime in via Twitter and stuff tomorrow as the show's going on. And if there's any it'll be easier to sneak phone stuff that way. And if there's any I don't know, extra questions or things or stuff people want to know about stuff we've talked about, send them our way, because I'd love to keep talking to people about this.
Okay. Well, thanks. Corey, if it's cool with you, I'm going to ask you 2 more questions.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Good night, Joey.
Night. Thanks, Steph.
Bye, Joey. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bright and early.
I wanted to ask, why you've decided to go with Talk Fine for the music.
We've never worked with them on something like this before. We've worked with that, we've worked with Clark on the tours or in sort of the scoring type thing for Judas. But we haven't worked with them on a full show like this, and they haven't really worked on a full show like this before. So we also had done the Lemonade Stand video last year where they did that song for us, and it was so great and so funny. So, I mean, they were our first choice. Because they're amazing collaborators and so fun to work with, and their music is like cool. Like there's no other way to describe it. Where this is the kind of show that needs like a cool score.
Oh, I love them. I mean,
Yeah.
you know that I do, but yeah, I always think that their stuff is really unique sounding. So I feel like it could be a good match.
Yeah, and it's like an interesting mashup of like the stuff they wrote for senior year, of Harry Potter senior year. That's like sort of steers way more towards like classic musical, like a blend of that and the stuff they do like as Talkfine. A lot of the like Talkfine album is that sort of synthier, like cool stuff. I think within the musical world of Spies Are Forever, there's a lot of opportunity to meld the two of them and have songs that like are more one side or the other. Yeah, like the more we thought about them, like what the score that they could bring to the table, the more we're like, yes, this feels right.
Do you already have an idea of like what the songs are gonna sound like, or just?
Not. That's a little bit more their territory. I know they've been working on some stuff. They were actually working on another song that was maybe going to be for the video, but ended up. We listened to it and we're like, we love this. I don't know if it's right for the video. It's definitely something that's in the show, but not necessarily for the Kickstarter video. So we've heard like little snippets, and that one's like a sad song. It's it's really cool, but it was a little sad. I was like, this is a little bit too sad for this Kickstarter video, but I love it. But it is very much sort of a melding of those worlds of that sort of synth pop and classic musical theater.
Awesome.
So that's sort of the world of that sound.
Is Tin Can Tuesday taking a break during this, or are you guys?
We have stuff scheduled through the end of the campaign. Probably no. We had intended to do stuff, but we've just been wrapped up in all the challenges. We put out a lot of videos.
Oh, I know.
We've been all the challenges. So
I know.
The sketches have a little bit been put on hold, but we have some stuff planned. So we have some stuff planned through the end of the year. I think we'll probably end up taking January off. And then once we get into production, that's going to be a little bit up in the air. But we actually, after this campaign is over and hopefully we're into sort of pre-production for Spies Are Forever, there are a bunch of cool things that we're working on for Tin Can Tuesday. We're hopefully going to do a couple like mini-series things, like a little bit like Spilled Milk, but actually like even more narrative. So not necessarily like a full like 10-episode web series, but like a web mini-series along those lines. So we have a bunch of ideas that are more longer form narrative like that we're really excited about, that we just like, there are only so many hours in the day to work on.
How much time do you think you put into the Tin Can Brothers, just out of curiosity? Like, because I know you guys all have other things that you do.
Yeah. I mean, the last couple weeks, it's like the last 3 weeks, it's felt like 24/7. It's not quite, but it's definitely, if it hasn't been all of like the available hours, it's definitely been mentally all the available like mental capacity. When we're doing just the sketch stuff, I mean, each like a sort of simple sketch easily has let's see, usually it'll be 2 hours of like a pitch, and then like the actual like sort of writing of it, shooting in it in like hour and a half, maybe like getting a couple prop type things, and then editing like a rough edit will maybe be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then like a final pass and color correction and title cards and exporting and YouTube annotations is like usually around 2.5, 3 hours. So it adds up pretty fast to be like, even like the simplest of videos where it's just us, and even if it's just one shot, is easily 10 hours a week, for each of us. And then if there are more people in it, if there are props, if there's just like more stuff, it just like grows exponentially.
That's a lot. Because it
Um,
ends up being like a 5-minute video, right? And you're putting in like
yeah.
that's so
Oh, yeah.
crazy. It's awesome. I mean,
Um,
I think you guys are great, and you obviously you know that.
yeah, and we've learned a lot, and we've had a lot of fun doing it, and it's been fun, like having people watch it and like get excited about Tin Can Tuesdays. That's like so cool. Um, so it is worth it, but it's just hard sometimes because you put all of these hours in, and anything you do on the internet, you sort of shove off, like, cast away into the void of the internet and hope that like something happens, like
Yeah.
someone watches it. And sometimes it feels like shouting into a vacuum, but then sometimes you're like, oh my god, I've made contact. It landed. It's happening.
Yeah, last
Yeah.
week, my like interactions during the show were really higher than normal, and I was just like, wow, this is crazy. I can't even pay attention to everything that's coming in right now, and that was cool. So I get it.
It is cool. It's not like we're like so dependent on the audience, and like if people don't like it, it's gonna break my heart. And there's like a balance. We're doing stuff that we like and enjoy, and it's fulfilling to us.
Yeah.
But it is important that like people are enjoying it and like connecting with that, because we're putting a lot of ourselves into it and hoping that people like sort of can respond to that. And so it's great when they do.
Yeah. Can you tell me anything about this reunion show that you guys are working on in Ann Arbor right now?
Yes. I don't know if I'm allowed. I will. It's a lot of people, and we're gonna touch a lot of. What's the best way to say this? We're gonna revisit a lot of the Star Kid canon. So we're gonna revisit a lot of that, and so that's been really cool and interesting. And I don't know what it's exactly gonna look like. We'll figure that out tomorrow. But
and it's really just for the people that are in the audience. There's not going to be a way to see it otherwise.
I don't know. It's not my department.
No, I know, and like
I
Nick
wish I knew.
months ago was like, I have no idea, and I was like,
I think they're trying. I don't know where that's at, because my job, Sarah and I are co-production managing. So, and she's mostly taking care of lights, and I've been mostly taking care of everything else, from like coordinating with the venue and like scheduling rehearsals. Because at University of Michigan, there are tons of shows going on. All the spaces are being used constantly.
yeah.
So actually, like carving out time for us has been really difficult.
Well,
So
I
I've been
remember
mostly
that
focused on that.
people were they thought it was just a concert, and then like I talked to Walker at Elsie Fest, and he kind of let me know that it's not just a concert, and then all there's pictures, so obviously things are happening, and
yeah, it's gonna be it's not a straight concert. There's gonna be some talking, there's gonna be some acting, there's gonna be some dancing. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I think it's gonna be good. I'm very excited for it. I am at this point still very overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
Because it is very little time to do a lot.
Is this the first time that you guys, like a lot of you are back in Ann Arbor together, or?
Yeah, I think most of us, like even I've been back a couple times, but it's been on tour.
Right.
So like it doesn't really count because I was at the Michigan Theater and that was pretty much it. So like it was very bizarre.
Yeah.
Lily, Brant, Dylan, and I went and like got lunch at Zingerman's, and we're just like walking around, and they're like, I guess we should take the bus to North Campus. And we're just like, where do we get the bus? I guess it's from the Power Center. Do we get the Bursley Bates, or should we go to CC Little? And just words were coming out of our mouths, and we're like, this feels unfamiliar, but like very familiar at the same time. Right. And you look around and you think everything's the same, but like totally different. And all the like students look like children. Oh wait, we're walking past high school, so maybe those are actually high school students, and we're not that old. But it's been crazy. Or like, I mean, we were rehearsing in the Walgreen, and that was a trip. It's like very strange to walk those halls and like walk into the design and production studio and like just waltz right in. And I was like, no one finds this weird? Because I don't know any of you.
Is everyone there except for Darren? Like everyone that's coming, or are people still arriving?
Not yet. Like there were people who were not at rehearsal tonight. I know there was like there were 2 cars that were coming in from Chicago tonight. So we did not have a full house yet, even, which is crazy because it felt like we had so many people.
So then tomorrow is just going to be nuts.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a long day. The actors aren't in until 1. Those lucky dogs. Production's in at 9.
Oh, good. So let me just keep you here for another.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Oh no, it's fine. With the red-eye, the travel, my sleep schedule's all screwed up. It doesn't matter.
You're gonna sleep pretty hard tonight, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for the interview.
Thank you for having me, and thanks to everyone who's backed Spies Are Forever, our Kickstarter for our new musical, and for spreading the word. I'm really excited about it, and I hope everyone else will be too.